Your house is quietly losing you money right now. Not because of the market, not because of interest rates, because of the $5 part you forgot to replace. I have walked through homes that lost $15, $20, even $30,000 in resale value because of maintenance nobody bothered to do. Today I am showing you the exact list of unglamorous, unsexy, easy-to-ignore maintenance tasks that quietly protect your home's value, and I am going to tell you which ones actually matter and which ones are a waste of your weekend. If you own a home or you are planning to buy one in 2026, hit subscribe right now, because this channel, Home Intel, exists to save you from expensive mistakes before they happen. We do not do sponsored fluff here. Just straight facts that protect your wallet. Stick around, because the third item on this list is the one inspectors say costs homeowners the most, and I promise you are not doing it right now. Why maintenance is actually an investment. Let's get one thing straight before we dive in. Maintenance is not a chore. It is an investment with one of the highest returns you will ever get on your home. Buyers do not just price in the cost of a repair. They price in the risk and the inconvenience on top of it, which is why deferred maintenance almost always costs you more at the negotiating table than it would have cost to just fix in the first place. One neglected system in a home makes buyers assume everything else was neglected too, even if that is not true. So the goal here is not luxury upgrades. It is protecting what you already have. The HVAC filter nobody changes. This is the cheapest item on this entire list and the one most commonly ignored. Your HVAC filter should be changed every 1 to 3 months depending on usage, pets, and air quality in your area. A clogged filter forces your system to work harder, which shortens the lifespan of a unit that can cost anywhere from $6,000 to $14,000 or more to replace depending on your system size and efficiency rating. When a home inspector opens an HVAC unit and finds a filter caked in dust, that is an immediate red flag they note in the report, and buyers use that note to negotiate the price down. A $20 filter protects a system worth thousands. That is the entire game with maintenance. Small spend, big protection. Gutter cleaning and why water is your home's enemy. Water damage is the single most expensive category of home repair, and it almost always starts with gutters. Clogged gutters cause water to spill over the sides, pool near your foundation, and slowly erode the soil supporting your home. Over time, this leads to foundation cracks, basement flooding, and in worst cases, structural settling or bowing that can cost well over $10,000 to correct. Cleaning your gutters twice a year, once in spring and once in late fall, takes maybe 2 hours and costs nothing if you do it yourself. Compare that to a foundation repair bill, which regularly runs between $5,000 and $25,000, depending on severity. This is not optional maintenance. This is the difference between a healthy home and a house with a hidden expiration date on its foundation. The one inspectors say costs the most. Here it is, the one I promised you. Caulking and sealing around windows, doors, and bathroom fixtures. This sounds too small to matter, but inspectors consistently cite missing or deteriorated caulk as one of the most common findings on their reports. Here's why it matters so much. Once caulking cracks or peels, water sneaks behind it. Behind a window, that means rotting wood framing. Behind a shower or tub, that means mold growth inside your walls, which is a health hazard in a repair that can run into the thousands once drywall, framing, and remediation are involved. A tube of caulk costs under $10. Redoing a bathroom because mold got into the wall cavity can cost $8,000 or more. Check your caulking every 6 months. If it is cracked, peeling, or has gaps, redo it that same weekend. Water heater flushing. Most homeowners never flush their water heater, and most water heaters die years before they should because of it. Sediment builds up at the bottom of the tank over time, especially in areas with hard water, and it acts like an insulating layer that forces a unit to overheat and corrode from the inside. A water heater is supposed to last 8 to 12 years. Neglected units often fail at half that. Flushing your tank once a year takes about 30 minutes and costs you nothing but time. Replacing a water heater in 2026 runs between $1,200 and $2,500 installed depending on tank size and whether you go tankless. And if that tank fails while you are away and floods your utility closet, you are now looking at flooring and drywall repair on top of the replacement. Roof inspections before they become roof replacements. Your roof is the most expensive single component of your home's exterior, and it is also the one people check the least because it requires looking up instead of walking through. A full roof replacement in 2026 averages between $9,000 and $16,000 for a standard architectural shingle roof on a typical size home, more for metal or tile. But most roof failures do not happen suddenly. They start small. A few missing shingles. A soft spot near a vent. Flashing that is pulled away around a chimney. If you catch these early, a repair might cost $300 to $800. If you ignore them for 2 or 3 years, water gets into your attic, damages insulation, stains ceilings, and sometimes leads to mold. At that point, you are not looking at a patch job anymore. You are looking at a full section replacement or worse. Walk your property twice a year, and actually look at your roof line from the ground with binoculars if you are not comfortable getting on a ladder. Driveway cracks versus foundation cracks. I want to be precise here because these two get lumped together and they are not the same problem. A crack in your driveway is mostly cosmetic. It can become a trip hazard and it looks bad, but it is not threatening the structure of your home. A crack in your foundation wall is a different story entirely. Water gets into these cracks, and in colder climate it freezes and expands, making the crack wider every winter. The rule inspectors use is simple. Anything under a 1/4 inch is usually just something to monitor. Anything wider than a 1/4 inch, or any crack running horizontally instead of vertically, needs a structural evaluation, not a DIY patch. Sealing a minor foundation crack early costs $400 to $1,500. Left untreated until it becomes a structural issue, you are looking at $10,000 and up. Walk your foundation once a season, not just your driveway, and know the difference between the two. Smoke detectors, and why this one is not about money. I want to slow down for this one, because it is not about resale value. Smoke detector batteries should be replaced twice a year, and the units themselves should be fully replaced every 10 years, which is a standard set by the National Fire Protection Association. This is the cheapest item on this entire list, and the one with the highest stakes. It will not save you money at closing. It will save your life and the lives of people in your home. Take a second right now and actually think about when you last tested yours. Set a reminder for the next time you change your clocks and make a habit. What happens when you ignore all of this? Here's the pattern I see over and over. A homeowner skips small maintenance for years because life gets busy. Nothing seems to go wrong, so it feels fine. Then they decide to sell. An inspector walks through and finds 5 or 6 of these issues at once. Individually, none of them seem huge, but together they paint a picture of a poorly maintained home, and buyers use that picture to either walk away or demand a price reduction that is often larger than the actual cost of repairs combined. The irony is that maintaining these things as you go will cost a fraction of what you lose at the negotiating table. Consistency beats a last-minute scramble every single time. Building your own maintenance rhythm. You do not need a complicated spreadsheet system to stay on top of this. Pick 2 dates a year, ideally tied to something you already do, like changing your clocks in spring and fall. On those 2 days, walk through this list. Check the filter. Check the gutters. Check the caulking. Check the water heater. Look at the roof from the ground. Walk the foundation and check for cracks wider than a 1/4 inch. Test the smoke detectors. That is it. 2 afternoons a year protects tens of thousands of dollars in home value and keeps your systems running longer, which also save you money on energy bills in the meantime. None of this is exciting. Nobody dreams about caulking a bathroom or flushing a water heater. But the homes that hold their value best are not the ones with the fanciest renovations. They are the ones where someone paid attention to the boring stuff consistently over the years. If you take one thing away from this video, let it be this. Small maintenance now is always cheaper than emergency repair later, and buyers can tell the difference the moment they walk through your door. That is a full list of maintenance basics that protect your home's value in 2026. If this saved you from a future headache, do me a favor and subscribe to Home Intel so you catch the next video before a small problem in your house turns into an expensive one. Drop a comment and let me know which one of these you are checking this weekend. See you in the next one.